Welcome back to This or That, a basketball hoops experience. You know what time it is, what time of year it is. It's media day. It's a big time of year. We're super excited. Slim's calling it Shadur. Um, I'm super hype on this Nets team. Today we're going to chop it up a little bit about them, about some interviews that have gone down. This is the most excited I've ever been for Nets basketball. Fuck KD and Kyrie and Harden. Fuck those old days. The days of new are here. This squad loves each other. This squad is tight with each other, and I couldn't be more excited to watch them play. You guys watch the interviews, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I saw Ben Simmons. I like the way that he's speaking and staying in the continuity of the team and being able to stay present and focus on what's in front of him rather than his past with Brooklyn and his past with Philadelphia. He's excited to come back in full health. And I also saw Jacques Vaughn's interaction with Royce O'Neal, which showed a little bit of community love amongst the team and understanding between the cats. And I'm looking forward to see what Brooklyn has in store.
At the end of that interview, actually, Slim, Simmons grabs him the same way. He turns, he said, "What up, B?" And he's smiling ear to ear. Like, all the guys seem to really galvanize behind him. The interview with him was telling. He's excited. They're like, what are you guys going to do without stars? He's like, we got stars. I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm pumped, bro. Ben, Clax, Mikhail is the big three. A lot of supporting pieces. We're about to get into the nitty gritty after Matt just gives his general take.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be doing good journalism if I didn't watch the interviews. So I watched the interviews that I was told to watch. And I mean, we can get into it more later on, but just from watching the clips you've been sending throughout the day, yesterday and today, and then watching the interviews, I love Jacques Vaughn. I really do. Like, just the way he speaks, obviously, like, he was very good with KD and Kyrie record-wise, and then last year I will kind of write off, and this year is really the test. But, like, when he came in for Nash and just, like, they went 12-1 in December, I saw they popped up in one of the interviews, like, one coach of the month or whatever. Like,
yeah, they were 12-1. It was the most winning month in franchise history.
Yeah, like, I love just the way he speaks. Obviously, results are pending. I think you guys have the chance to be a really good rebounding team or defensive team, and they kept harping. Every player that I watch basically was harping on rebounding. So I think that's obviously going to be a primary focus because you guys were bottom of the league in that last year. So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. Nets are my second favorite or third favorite team. Jersey love, but
it's the identity that we finally have been searching for. We've been looking to get this going. I'd say the last time we had a firm identity was 2018, 2019 with the D-Lo squad. We actually had some grit and some juice then, and it kind of felt like a family. Obviously, the bench videos, I've been up and down this a million times talking about it. But now it kind of feels like everybody's on a similar track. Everybody has a similar goal, and that's to be the best defensive team possible, and that's to push the pace. Did you hear Claps? He said we're looking to get up and what? Run.
What did we say in our last Nets video? We said that
how many
the Nets
times I sat on this podcast and said we're looking to get up and run. We're looking to get boards, turn, and go. I've been saying this, dude, and I'm so excited to hear the players mirroring the same thoughts that I had. Also, love to see guys look big. Cam looks fucking yoked. Clax looks fucking yoked. Ben looks fucking yoked.
I will say, everyone looks bigger on media day than they normally do, though.
I know, it's the lighting with the shadows and shit. But they look fucking huge.
Like, DG looked jacked in one of the team pictures, and I was like, yeah, he weighs less than me, so.
All right, well, you know what I'm saying, though. Cam undeniably looks huge.
Yeah, no, he did look big.
He looks fucking jacked. It's also cool to hear them all, like I said, be on the same page. We're going to be a strong defensive team. I love the chip on Clack's shoulder. Can we talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, but before we can go into it, but I just want to make one proposal. Obviously, you guys were a pretty solid defensive team, have the potential to be number one. We were number one last year. Do you want to make
$20?
We can make a friendly wager on who ends the season with a higher defensive rating. Right.
Lock it in. $20. Right. I think we're going to be the Great Wall of fucking Brooklyn.
$20 in a TikTok dance.
You're going to have Clack switching 1 to 5, Ben switching 1 to 5, Mikhail switching 1 to 4. Royce isn't a cone. Not a lot of our guys are cones.
Yeah.
Like Seth Curry is a cone. Kyrie is a cone. Patty Mills is a cone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I definitely think you guys have the potential to do it. I just
Joe
think
is a beast.
no, I know. I'm just saying. I think obviously you guys were harping on it. I just think the rebounding piece is a huge part about finishing the possession, and I think it'll start off really well for you guys, and then eventually it'll start to wane out where the rebounding isn't as good. But that it's
You
like
know who's going to provide the rebounding? Your
Ben
boy,
Simmons.
Day'Ron Sharp.
I mean, I don't think he's
the
actually
interview
really
with
gonna play,
Day'Ron.
but-
The interview with Day'Ron was telling because he said, "I got with Coach in the summer. We talked it out. It's going to be better to. It's going to be good to have a defined role. And what do? I get boards. I'm gonna get boards. And what do? I provide second chance points. I'm gonna provide second chance points. So it was super good for me to hear him say that in the interview. Again, all stuff that this or that has been saying, just like rumblings of it. To hear the players actually say it though was fucking huge.
I mean, I think the vibes couldn't be higher. I think the group is super tight. Obviously, Cam Johnson's out for a couple weeks.
But I don't think he's gonna miss any regular season time.
No, he's missing the first few weeks of training camp.
Yeah.
But I think the vibes are definitely high. And like you could even tell, like there's still some looming nature, like in some of the reporters' questions about like Katie and Kyrie and like all that stuff. But like when the guys answered them, they're like, yeah, now it's like we don't really have the distraction. Like we know the guys that are going to be here. We know who's going to be doing this, like who's going to be doing that, who's going to be where. And I think that's like the most important thing, especially for a younger team to kind of gel. You have to know where everyone's at.
Yeah, I mean, from top to bottom, I think we've changed a lot. Joe Genocide, I still want him to sell the team. I can't stand him. That's probably the only portion of the organization that I have a qualm with right now. I love the hold Jacques has on the boys. Like I said, you do an 8-minute interview, you get hugged by 3 guys walking past. They physically can't walk past him without saying what's good. And every time he turns around, Slim, what was his facial expression?
Man, ecstatic.
Bro, his teeth were busting out of his mouth. Like, he was so fucking hyped. Especially when he got Royce. He said, this is my man right here, Royce O'Neal. Ben comes by. He's like, what's up, B? Cam was walking by. He's, like, smiling, looking at him. Like, it just feels like we finally have a group that's all looking to play together. They tried to ask Clax a question about his extension, like him getting a Supermax next year. He brushed it off so fast. He said, we're finally able to grow as a unit together. He didn't give a fuck. He's not going anywhere. Bro, they tried to sneak that little weird question in there. He was like, I don't know, like whatever. Let's talk about the chip on his shoulder real quick.
Yeah,
he said multiple times in that interview, what was the word? It started with R.
Rebounding.
I was
robbed.
I was robbed of a defensive spot on the all-defensive team. You're talking about me. You're talking about me in the top 3 race for Defensive Player of the Year. Katie and Kyrie leave, and I don't exist. He said I was robbed of being all defense first or second team. I love hearing that out of him. The graphic I pulled up, I sent to you guys of his numbers.
I'll pop it up.
Boom. Points have gone up every year. Rebounds have gone up every year. Minutes have gone up every year. Games played have gone up every year. This is Kevin Garnett. You're looking right at him.
Clax is a dog, and I'm very excited to see how he operates with the other dogs around him. We already know Mikal. We already know Cam can, do what he does. Not campaign, but Cam Johnson and Cam Thomas. You know what I'm saying? But LOL. But but I'm excited. Don't y'all have Lonnie Walker too now?
I was gonna say, let's get into the additions. We got Kent Bazemore, Lonnie Walker.
Y'all got Kent.
Wait, no, not Kent. What's his name?
Darius Baisley.
Jesus. Lonnie Walker.
Dennis Smith Jr.
And I hear, and we got Dinwiddie. Obviously, Dinwiddie's trash. I didn't even watch his presser. But I like hearing Jacques say, yo, we got guys who are I said Darius Baisley. That's crazy. It's been a long day, as you guys can see. I'm in the office, TOT rocking. Coach is saying, we got guys who are 30 that can get better. We're pushing them in camp, conditioning and physicality-wise. Guys like Dinwiddie, guys like Royce, and I can't remember the third guy he mentioned. I can't remember. But we're pushing these guys to a new level of conditioning they never played at, new playing weights, new strength. So, like, we have guys who are trying to get better, guys who are trying to grow together. Ben is playing point guard.
That's scary, bro. And I forget, like, what is he, like 6'10"?
6'10", 6'11" with shoes.
That's crazy. And then I noticed, I already know that Ben Simmons has an IQ, and I think that he may be the most, I don't want to say underrated in the league, but maybe underappreciated just because he has been dealing with a back injury, and he said that he's, coming back as healthy as he has been compared to when he was fully healthy before the injury. But
his teammates are saying he's fully explosive.
He has an excitement to him about wanting to be committed to Brooklyn, and to know that he is running point. I think that this is going to be a sight to see, especially having kind of like a same size guy with Nick Claxton, kind of lanky, who can, for both of you to be inside, outside. I think that that's going to make their dynamic kind of out of this world.
There's a million more I want to talk about real quick. The free throws. Clax, I hate you saying, like I shot threes in high school. Dude, shut up. Get to the free throw line in practice. I want 100 free throws to end each day in practice.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking, like, going off what Slim said with the switching 1 through 5. Like, that's the reason I think your defense is going to be as scary as it is, because you're not going to be, like, the tallest team. Like, you'll have Simmons at the point, which is, like, very tall. But, like, Clax isn't the biggest guy in the world.
6'11", probably 180.
He's got to be more than that.
That'd be like two.
Okay,
He's got to be 210.
I was joking.
But yeah, like you're not the biggest team in size or like weight. Like Simmons is a big guy, but Dinwiddie's not, like, he's taller, but like
He's 6'6".
yeah, and like Mikal is not super strong in
He's
comparison
6'8".
to like but I know I'm saying you have the length, you just don't have the strength, and I think that it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. But I think being able to switch 1 through 5 is what's important, and I think that's really, really gonna help you guys out. And I think that's what, like, everyone I saw was harping on. It was defense and rebounding. And if you go into a season like that, I think you'll be in every game. So as long as you can execute for down the stretch in the half court, like, you'll be fine, because you will be in every game if your defense is top 5. Like, you just
but that's an identity. Final.
Yeah. We were going, when we did the Nets video, I was like, because I didn't really think of it, I was like, what is going to be the Nets identity? And we kind of just were like, we don't really know, like, offensively, whatever. But like the comments pointed it out, shout out y'all. Like, they were like, yeah, like, we could be a top 5 defense. And like, yeah, you actually can. I went through them. I was like, wow, you definitely can.
I think the team's getting underrated.
I do think it's getting slightly underrated. I just think that what do you think people have them at, and where do you think you have them at? Because I feel like you're a little high.
I have them as a borderline play-in team, and I have them as a 5 seed.
Okay, yeah, I think they're somewhere in the middle. They're probably in the play-in at like a 7 or 8 seed. And I think they could get to the 5 seed if we see Ben Simmons be Ben Simmons.
I'm telling you,
but I can't give him the benefit of the doubt.
And I've said this many times by now, but I'm telling you, this is the year.
Okay, this is his last year to me to prove it.
Me too.
Because he's got like 3 weeks into the season. If he's not averaging 10, 8, and 8, I'm out. I'm sorry.
He averaged 6, 6, and 6 last year, so I think he can make that jump.
Yeah, I definitely think he's done it before. Like, he needs to score 16 for y'all to be like good.
But here's the thing, Coach harped on this also. Mikal's gonna have the ball in his hands. That Amore, like, is gonna do all we can, and I could go all day talking about every little detail. But it's great that he played Team USA. Coach was like, that makes you more of a leader in the locker room. That makes you understand the game more, watching international basketball, even from the bench. Blah 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 for Cam Johnson. But he's not gonna forget that defensive identity. That's the most important part. Coach harped on that multiple times. Mikal's going to have the ball in his hands. He's not going to forget where he came from. We're going to make sure of it. That's big for me.
You can't. I think it develops a part of your subconscious to where once you have players like that show their effort defensively, they also give you, hey, I can get a bucket too. And we really saw that with Mikal Bridges this past season. I feel like we saw that with Lauri Markkanen this past season, just showing more of his offensive capability. And that has me excited for Brooklyn. But the question is, with everything that they have now, are they a better team than Philadelphia?
Yes.
No.
Philadelphia is being held together by a piece of dental floss that's cut in half.
I agree, but until Embiid's gone, they're just going to be ahead of them. Like they're just going to win games. They'll struggle in the
We can
playoffs.
gangbang him so hard. I'm telling you.
I'm not saying you can't, but like it is weird phrasing. But like I just think that you have to give Philly the benefit of the doubt. Like you have to. Like there's like Embiid is a top 5 player in the NBA. You don't have anyone in the top 30.
I think Mikhail's a top 30 player, but that's a conversation for another day.
I think he's close, but I don't think he's there yet. I need to see it over the course of a full year, not just
Are there any questions you guys have for me?
Ben Simmons, not top 30.
We'll see. We'll see by the midway point. What I love to hear also from Ben. This is one more thing before I open the floor to questions. Again, I could fucking be pulling shit out of my brain for the next 45 minutes, so maybe I'll have to make another video all by myself at home tonight. I probably will. But you good for that? Perfect. Me and Slim.
Come on, man.
But I didn't know. I thought you were busy, and I know Matt is work. But listen, they said, what's it look like to have you and Clax on the court at the same time together? A lot of people said they're going to have problems with that, blah, blah, blah. Do you remember his answer, Matt?
No.
He said, you're going to have to check in. You're going to have to check in with me about 30, 40 games.
Yeah.
Bro, they're juiced. Like, Jacques Vaughn's talking about winning a championship. Like, I understand that's out there and stuff. But just to have that energy in the locker room, dude, the guys love him. The guys
that's definitely, like I said it when I came in, when we started recording this, like they love Jacques Vaughn. I love Jacques Vaughn. Just listening to him speak gets me fired up. I want to see it on the court a little more. I want to see him without KD and Kyrie and like have a full off-season training camp to get like figure out the group of guys I'm going to play them here. This is their roles, whatever. I want to see that. But, I mean, I'm not low on the Nets. I'm not high on the Nets. I think they're going to be around a 500 team. I think they'll go probably 42.
Better than that.
I just don't – I think you overestimate.
This isn't even me being a homer. This is me watching the material in front of me, gathering it all, and then making an analysis of it.
But I just think you are – I'm saying you underestimate what a 500 team is currently in the NBA. Like, the top – like, there was 6 teams that won 50 games last year. 41 is damn close to 50.
Well, 9 games is a lot in the season. That's a 10th of the year.
True, but like there's only 6 teams and 4 of them were in the Eastern Conference. So like you're playing those teams 3 times automatically.
Understood, bro. But at the end of the day, it's something to fucking fight for. And the guys that we finally have, like you Nets fans that are watching this, you know what I'm talking about. Like there's a feeling in the organization right now that we haven't had since 2018, undeniably. This is a totally different vibe than a KD team, like than a Kyrie team. And you could hear it in the players talking, bro. They're like, this is our team. It's not their team anymore that the other players are on. It's our team. We're all together.
Yeah, like I just think we'll wrap it up here, but I just think it's like fun to have, like as a fan, it's fun to have a young team. I know you guys didn't draft really anyone besides Cam Thomas and Clax, but like
we drafted. Yeah, okay.
But like it's fun to watch, like because they're all young still, like they're not old. Like it's different.
Even the dude from LSU, who I called fucking Ken Bazemore. What's his name? Darius Bazemore.
No, you're thinking someone else. Trent Watford.
Him and Cam were roommates in college.
Yeah, they played together at LSU.
They were roommates though.
I know. They just like scored. They were like nuts in college.
That's what I'm saying. So there's just like there's a lot of vibes, bro. I think this team wins 45 games.
Steep. I could see it. I think you just have to have someone else step up. We talked about it in other videos. We'll probably talk about it in future videos. But
I think it'll be Ben Simmons, bro.
I think Ben Simmons has a chance, and I think
the chance.
He
Here's
does
what it is:
a great job.
Comeback Player of the Year, Ben Simmons. Most Improved Player of the Year, Cam Johnson. Defensive Player of the Year,
Mikal Bridges.
Nicholas Claxton.
Nick Claxton won't win deep.
No. Cam Johnson is poised for a huge breakout year. Listening to him on the JJ Redick podcast, which I'll make a whole nother video about that.
Yeah, that was special.
Listening to those two talk about basketball, dude, I fell asleep to that. That shit was unbelievable. So we'll make a whole nother. We'll chat about that later. I think that kid's got a lot in here. Like he's a real good young man. I like him a lot. I think he's poised for a big year too. And obviously, Mikal, international experience. He's ready to fucking ball.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of Nets fans subbed to the channel. You guys have been loving the Nets stuff, so we figured we'd bring you some more. Obviously, Finn's our honorary Nets guy. But like, comment, subscribe, comment video
we'll be
ideas.
Back tonight.
Yeah, this video is going to get uploaded today on October 3rd, the day after. But stay tuned. and
Yeah,
to
got a lot
comment
of stuff
what you
coming
want us to talk about, who we think's prime for a breakout, anything like that. Let us know. See you guys next time. Like, comment.